It is. This is Mrs. Wilkoskis. It is December 1st, 2017. And this video is on using ebooks. Okay, this is specific. Actually, you can find ebooks lots of different ways, but this specifically is about doing it for the annotated bib, because we don't want to always just steer you to ebooks, but we want to steer you to ebooks for the annotated bib or books in general. But I'm making this for those who've waited too long and can't either find time to come into the library, the book that they wanted is checked out, or they need more resources, because we only have 12,000 books in the library, but we have 250,000 ebooks. So let's talk about how to access those books. So I am on, let's see where I am. I am on the ebooks tab on our haiku page. So there are a couple different places you can go to get ebooks. Okay. This is mostly fiction. There are some nonfiction, but when you're just starting to look, this is not where to start. GVRL is reference books. And so great books, but not for the annotated bib. You've got to stick with a nonfiction book where it's all on one topic. A reference book is a book where you've got lots of different essays or articles about different topics in one big reference book, like an encyclopedia. We're going to stick with the EBSCO ebooks right now. Alrighty, so again, I'd love to invite you in to the library so we can help you. However, I have a feeling it's late at night and you're accessing this because you didn't do this in a more timely fashion, which maybe next time you will. So let's pretend we're doing a research paper on the Underground Railroad. Now, I'm hoping by this point you know that your thesis statement can't be the Underground Railroad. It has to have an arguable point to it, okay? But right now, you're just doing research, okay? And you're trying to find out more information. Okay, so here's what we've got. Underground Railroad. It says I have 106 books on Underground Railroad, okay? Scrolling down, let's take a look at these, okay? Because if you go back to Power School, let me show you something. We're going to come back here. I want to show you, hold on, I'm videotaping. I'm talking on a video. Okay, sorry, my kids came in the house. So we're going to go to the Pathfinder. And we're going to come down here to U.S. History. And there's this document here, and Ms. Tanis made a number of really good documents for us this year, and how to cite, let me just show you real quick, citing articles from our databases. It's a really good document that gives examples. And the school publishers, we're going to go to this in a second. Reference table of online sources. This is a really good, actually, there's a lot of good documents that she made this year. So these are the different databases and what you can find in them. So that's super helpful. And then what you call it over here when you are citing it, okay? Because remember, we don't use the URL. You just name the database. But the other thing I wanted to show you is we have the school list of publishers. The school publishers, okay? Who to use and who to avoid. Okay, so for the A-push kids, we want to not steer clear of these completely, but look at these with a questioning eye, because they're meant for high school and sometimes younger. And A-push kids is a college level class. It's got to be higher level. Okay. So, however, you can still evaluate. Okay. And we can look and you can come talk to me, but you need to look and see if it says juvenile nonfiction or juvenile literature. These are oftentimes middle school level publishers. There are some, like I have specifically found some Lucent books that are written at a higher level. So you can't necessarily just say, I'm not going to use any of those books, but you really have to look at with a discerning eye for those books. So let me go back to my result list so you can see what I'm talking about. So we're looking for those publishers. Remember, this is a University Press of Kentucky. So when it's a university press, you're talking about something that's written at the college level. And so if it says that it's written from it's published from a university press, you've got a good chance that this is going to be a good book for you. University of Illinois Press, McFarland. Okay. Don't know about McFarland. Let's see about McFarland. Is McFarland on my list to avoid? McFarland. No, it is not. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Can you be quiet for right now? I'll be done in just a minute. Okay. But here's one, juvenile nonfiction. Got to watch out for that. Okay. Once it says juvenile nonfiction, you're not going to be allowed to use that for the CPA and the APUSH kids. See if there's any other juvenile nonfictions. They don't always identify themselves as juvenile nonfictions. Okay, so let me show you something. So like earlier, I was thinking based on the cover of this book that this looked like it could be juvenile nonfiction. I was judging a book by its cover. Okay, but when I went into it, it was not a middle school book. I wouldn't consider this a college book either, but I would consider this a high school book. So you come in here and you're looking at the size of the print. You're looking at if there's a filled with, if the pages are filled with pictures and how long the book is. But this one, I looked already, this one's like 200 pages, a little over 200 pages. So this should be pretty good. And you can scroll here and you can start to see that it's not big print. I say that, there we go. Trying to get to, so you can see the print. There we go. Not small, not big print. So this should be a safe book to use, but you do need to look with a discerning eye because a library carries books of all different levels. And when you do research, you have to decide, is this a book that is appropriate for my level of research? Okay. And if you are an APUSH, you're supposed to be doing college level research. If you're in CPA, you should be doing high school level research. So you want to be careful of that and think about that. So we're going to scroll down and see if there's anything else that stands out. Okay. I want to find another one that says that doesn't say it's juvenile nonfiction, but is. Okay. It says Encyclopedia of the Underground Railroad. I know it's an ebook, but if it says it's an encyclopedia, it's also it's probably going to be a reference book, which lots of different articles. We'll go in and we'll look. Let's see. Yeah, lots of different articles, nothing deep and complex. Okay, it's a great place to start to get information, but it's not an appropriate resource for you. So just because it identifies it as a book doesn't mean it's an appropriate book. See if I can find any more just to give you some examples. Here's another one. This one says juvenile nonfiction. Underground Railroad for kids. You knew that. I'm looking for another one that says juvenile drama. No. I'm not seeing another one, but you can see what I'm doing, and you're going to have to do this. Juvenile nonfiction. You're going to have to go in and you're going to have to evaluate. Juvenile nonfiction. You've got to steer clear of these unless your teachers allowed you to use something in particular. All right. So if you've got questions, you can email me. I am more than happy to answer your emails from home, but I'm not up at 2 a.m. So sorry. If you've got questions, email me and hope that you can get an answer by the next day. All righty.